Hello everyone, welcome back to Data Crafting with Sneha. Today we are going to solve a popular interview question that's asked quite often. So let's get started. Given a table of tweet data over a specified time of period, calculate the 3-day rolling average of tweets for each user. Output the user ID, tweet date, and rolling averages rounded to 2 decimal places. Okay, so our task is to find out the 3-day rolling average for each user. So first, let's understand the concept of rolling average and how it works. Okay, so look at the tweet data table, contains user ID, tweet date, and tweet count. User ID contains unique ID for each user. Okay, and the tweet date contains the date on which a tweet was made, and tweet count contains the number of tweets on that date. Okay, so what is the rolling average? First, we will see what is the rolling sum. So tweet count is first day 2, then 1, next day 3, and 4. We have to find out 3 days rolling sum. So how we can do this? So first day count is 2. Since this is the first row, there are no previous days. So the rolling sum remains same, that is 2. Then next day rolling sum is 2 plus 1, 3. Third day rolling sum is 2 plus 1 plus 3, that is 2 plus 1 plus 3 equal to 6. And fourth day rolling sum, but we have to find out 3 days rolling sum. So it will take current row and the previous 2 rows. So 4 plus 3 plus 1, 8. Okay, so this is the rolling sum. Now we want to find out the rolling average, right? So this is the first row and there are no previous rows. So the rolling average remains same 2. Then second row rolling average is 3 by 2, that is 1.5. Okay. Third rolling average is 6 by 3, 3, and fourth rolling average is 8 by 3, that is 2.67, right? So let's look at the user ID 111, tweet count 2. Okay, tweet count is 2. Since this is the first row, there are no previous dates, so the rolling average remains same as a 2. Look at the output table 2. Okay. On the second day, tweet count is 1 and the rolling sum for the last 2 days is 3. Okay, and the rolling average is 3 by 2, that is 1.5. Okay, on the day 3, the tweet count is 3. Now we take the current row plus the previous 2 days. That is current row is 3 and previous 2 days 2 plus 1 3 plus 3 equal to 6, and the 3 days rolling average is 6 by 3 equal to 2, right? On day 4, tweet count is 4. For the 3-day rolling average, we sum the current row and the previous 2 for the 3-day. Okay, so 4 plus 1 plus 3 equal to 8. So the rolling average is 8 divided by 3 equal to 2.67. Okay, rounded to 2 decimal places. If we wanted to 4-day rolling average, we would include the current day and the previous 3 days for 4 days rolling average. Okay, so we will solve this question using two methods. The first with window function and the second using self join. Okay, so take a moment, pause the video and try to solve it yourself. Now let's move on to the SQL server. Select from with data. In the output, we want to include user ID with date, with count, and the rolling average, right? For that, we will use average window function. So average of with count over partition by user ID order by with date. Okay, as average. Now I will run this query and see. It will give us the average, right? But not the 3 days rolling average. Okay, for that, we will use rows between two preceding and current row. So this takes the current row and the previous two rows. So first with count, this take the only the current row because there is no previous rows. Okay. So the average is 2. Then on the second day, it will take the current row 1 and the previous one row. So 2 plus 1, 3 divided by 2, 1.5 is the average, but we have to convert it into the decimal places. With count data type is the integer. So now we will convert it into the decimal. Convert as decimal. Okay. And we have to convert average into the decimal. Okay. So cast as decimal 6 comma 2 because 2 rounded place. Okay. Now I will run this query and see. It will give us the 3-day rolling average. Right. For user ID 111, day 1, the window is just the current row. Okay, since there are no preceding rows. So the rolling average is 2.00. Okay. On day 2, the window is from day 1 to day 2. Okay. So the rolling average is calculated from the two rows. 2 plus 1, 3 and 3 divided by 2 equal to 1.50. Right. On day 3, the window includes the current day and the previous 2 days. Okay, day 1, day 2 and day 3. And the rolling sum is 2 plus 1 plus 3 equal to 6 and the average is 6 divided by 3 equal to 2.00. For day 4, the window includes day 2, day 3 and day 4. So the rolling sum is 8. 4 plus 3 plus 1. And the rolling average is 8 divided by 3 equal to 2.67. Okay, so these windows automatically shifts for each row and making it 3-day rolling average. Okay, I hope you understand this. Next, we will solve using self-join. Okay, so first, let's understand what is the self-join. Okay, the self-join is when we join a table itself. Okay, you have a table with list of tweets, right, from different users, and we want to compare today's tweet count for a user with their tweet counts from the past 2 days, right? So to do that, we need to compare rows within the same table, and that's where self-join is used. Okay, so first I will join the table itself, select from tweet data T1, join tweet data T2 on T1 dot user ID equal to T2 dot user ID. Sorry, tweet data. Okay, so T1 refers for today's data and the T2 refers past data. Okay, so first we will select user ID, T1 dot user ID, then T1 dot tweet date as T1 date, then T2 dot tweet date as T2 date, then T1 dot tweet count as T1 count, and T2 dot tweet count as T2 count and T2 count. Okay, so now I will run this query and you will see the user ID, T1 date, T2 date, T1 count and T2 count. So user's data from today, that is T1 date, and from previous days, that is T2 date. Okay, but right now we are comparing every tweet the user has made regardless of the date. Okay, we are comparing every tweet, that is T1 date 1st of June, T2 date 1st of June, then 2nd of June, then 1st of June. Okay, so we are comparing every tweet the user has made. Okay, and which isn't what we want. Okay, so we only want to compare today's tweets with the tweets from the last 2 days. Okay, for that we will use date add function. Okay, so and date add function allow us to subtract days from a date. So we will use date add function. So T2 dot tweet date between date add day -2 and T1 dot tweet date and T1 dot tweet date. Okay, so here only include rows from T2 where the tweet happened between 2 days ago and today. And this way we are creating 3-day window of tweet data for each user. Okay. So now I will run this query and see user ID, tweet date from T1 and tweet count from both today and past 2 days. Okay. Oh, sorry. We need to add the average of tweet count. Okay. So for that, I will remove this thing and average of T2 dot tweet count. So it will include current date and the previous 2 dates. Okay. T2 dot tweet count as average. Right. Now we have to do group by on user ID T1 dot user ID and T1 dot tweet date. Right. Now I will run this query and see. You will see the user ID, tweet date and the average. But the average is not in decimal. Okay. So we'll convert tweet count into the decimal, cast as decimal to round it to decimal places. Right. And then we will convert average into decimal places, right? As decimal. Okay. Now I will run this query and see. In the output, it will give a 3-day rolling average for each user using self-join. See, for user ID 111, first day rolling average is 2, second day 1.50, third day 2.0, on fourth day 2.61, and similarly for all user IDs. Right. I hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.